Greetings. Stay a while and listen, and I shall tell you the tale of heroes who saved not only myself, but all of Sanctuary. No, not really. I'm sorry. I'm actually here to promote my new book. I've decided to continue writing with the success of the Book of Cain. Yes, I would now like to give you an excerpt from 50 Shades of Cain, a new book I'm promoting for an adult audience. The sweat dripped off the barbarian's brow as he held tightly onto the ancient heraldic staff, his muscles rippling as he positioned himself, the head of the staff preparing to enter the orifice before him. And with one quick thrust, the staff went into place. The earth shook, and the opening to Talros's tomb was before him.
Oh, Deckard, really? Really? I thought we were done with this. You know, it's really creepy. Not only that, aren't you supposed to be dead?
The ancient Heraldrum do not die. We simply disappear for a while until we become plot relevant again.
It's beside the point. We're done with this. You're a one-off thing. We had our laughs. You can go on now.
You're just jealous because I'm more popular than you. And I was the driving force behind this whole project. Perhaps you feel that you could be as popular as that Golem style I keep hearing about.
You mean Gangnam style?
Gangnam, please, I've been all across Sanctuary. I've never heard of a Gangnam. Now, Golems I hear all the time.
How would that even work, Golem style?
It's quite simple, actually. You find something that's precious, yes, and then you dance as if you're riding a pretty pony. No, it's not pony, it's stallion, manly stallion, 50 ponies and magic and friendship. No, it's precious pony, no, precious is like woman's ass and you scream at it. Hey, sexy lady!
And the sound you have just heard, ladies and gentlemen, was the collective click of 2,000 subscribers clicking on the unsubscribe button. It's been a good run. Ladies and gentlemen, I am KageKaze, and I apologize for the silliness, but it's been a while since I've really done something silly, and I wanted to go ahead and do a quick little intro for the series like I had done in the past in the beta, and hopefully you didn't mind too much. Besides,
it kind of had been a while since I had broke out the dirty Deckard.
Hopefully you guys didn't mind too much, but we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to do the Witch Doctor series, which we haven't done in a while here. It's been over a month now. And you might be thinking, well, geez, why is this taking so long? I mean, these things are actually not too hard to produce. Well, part of it was 105 coming out, and there was a lot to do on the PTR. And I didn't want to continue until 105 came out. So there is that. We've got a few features we'll go over that's going to change up this series just a tiny bit. And of course, there was other content to put out. So hopefully I have put out some content that was interesting, even though I know some of you are here for the Witch Doctor series. So let's continue on. What did we get in 105? Well, for Witch Doctors, not a lot. A lot of the changes really were given to other classes. But the big thing is monster power, and I'm actually going to turn it on. Why? Because I think this is going to help the leveling a little bit, and make it a little quicker to go through each of the skills that I'm going to get as I go forward. Now, each of these monster powers, you've seen the videos more than likely of the monster powers that I produced. I'm going to put this on 3. That is where I believe is going to be a good balance. This gives the monsters about double their health, about 190% really. Gives them about 30% more damage, and it gives me a good amount, about 60% I believe, of extra experience. And that should be a good balance, because the big problem is if I go too high, it starts taking me a long time to kill creatures, and then I can't move along as quickly. So I will be moving along the story slower, even though I'll be gaining more experience. What I want to do is I want to still move through the story fairly quickly while getting a boost to the experience. If Monster Power 3 proves to be a little too inefficient or a little too weak, maybe I can bump it up. We'll see. Let's go ahead and resume the game where we left off.
Let us seek honor together. Evil is closing in around this keep. We must protect the innocent.
Alright, let's get our Gargantuan up. Yes. Would be a witch doctor without a pet. Alright, let's take a look here. We are supposed to find the breach in the keep's depth. We are at level 2. Moving forward. Oh dear. Oh, thank you. Let's get some of the pestilence out there. Oh my goodness. Oh, there you go. Lots of very quick damage there. Wasn't expecting that. Who knows? Maybe this will be the first death I get on my series.
That was a worthy foe. Glorious.
Glorious indeed. Let us continue. I'm trying to remember where all my skills are. So we've got the pestilence, the dart. Which dart did I have? Ah, yes. The one that gives back mana, so I can fire it very quickly without worrying about losing mana. Zombie charger. Gargantuan, and of course I have the lovely Hex, which I'm going to use against that guy. Did look like there was one of those suicidal monsters there. So slight downside to the enemies having more health is that my zombie charger is not going to be as useful to me since he has to kill an enemy to be able to pop up again. Have to consider that. Alright, let's move on. My Templar apparently leveled and needs me to give him skills. Oh, he forgot the first... Okay. We could do taunt or we could do heal. I'm not sure which I want to do. Now, healing, he won't heal my pets. He'll only heal me or himself. Let's do intervene. I believe that's what I had him doing before. Uh-oh. Behind us. Put down the pestilence. Yeah. Even with double health, they're going down pretty quick. So maybe on the next one we will go up to Monster Power 4. We'll have to see. That initial spike of damage that nearly killed me was kind of unexpected. So changes to the Witch Doctor in 105. Like I said, there's really not a lot. What did we get? We got Firebats. Got a 20% mana reduction, which that's pretty nice. I like Firebats. I look forward to going back to them and trying them again and having them being a bit more efficient. What else? Haunt. Oh yes, Haunt has been improved, and that was one I really liked for damage over time builds. Now Haunt had its duration reduced. It still does the same amount of damage, but with a reduced duration, that means the damage per second has actually gone up. But it also means that it has become less efficient, because Haunt I used to be able to put down, didn't have to think about it, and then I could just keep fighting. Now I have to refresh it more often.
One usually hears demonic tremors before seeing them. These behemoths move slowly and heavily, pounding the earth with their massive fists. Many a siege has been broken by the tremors' battering strikes, and many more enemies of the demons have been felled by their wrath. I pray that our world will never see them again.
Oh dear. Oh, wow, okay. Yes, I do not like the suiciding monsters. They've been the bane of my existence, especially as a barbarian.
My strike is true.
Alright, so Wall of Zombies. Quick change there. That got a cooldown reduction. So instead of 25 seconds on Wall of Zombies, it's 20. Now, I haven't gotten Wall of Zombies yet. I do believe that's the next skill I will be getting. So this is a very fortuitous timing that it has a reduction on it, so I can give it a shot and see what I think. I'm very much enjoying Pestilence. Very good. Treasure Goblins. I'm going to go ahead and mention this now. They have talked about Treasure Goblins having their health reduced at higher levels of monster power. They have heard everyone's feedback on that, and that Treasure Goblins feel a little bit too hard to kill with the short duration that you have. And there we have it, level 28. I get lifelink for my zombie dogs. Ooh, that'll be fun. That's more a little more defensive for me. Desperate Grasp. Let's take a look at what else. Flash Fire for Firebomb. And there is Wall of Zombies. Very good. Let's go ahead and we'll need to change up the build. Oh dear. Let's wait. Get through this area real quick. We'll get to the next waypoint, and that should be a good time to do it, because then we won't have to watch the cooldowns. So anything else? Let me take a look real quick at the patch notes as I move forward. Gruesome Feast has a buff icon now. The Fetish Psychopaths, they have a higher proc chance now. Oh. The unique monster. Cool. Heads will roll indeed. Mostly his. Mostly his. So 3 to 5%, that's a passive, I believe. I don't have that one yet. And of course, Jungle Fortitude had its defensive abilities reduced. That is now at 15% from 20%. That goes along with all the 105 defensive ability reductions to make people want to try more offensive builds, as defensive builds were feeling mandatory in high levels such as Inferno, high levels of monster power, things like that. So, oh jeez, I love how quickly that spreads. This is so far one of my favorite abilities here, Pestilence. Hey, a treasure chest. Good job, gentlemen. Let's move along.
You're too late. My servant is already inside your walls, and his hunger is ravenous. He will devour your corpse and those of your friends.
You know, for such an expert tactician, he's kind of an idiot. I don't know, it seems rather silly to be announcing your plans as you're doing them, but it's kind of cliché villain 101, I suppose. Hit the barrels. You got to hit the barrels to break the barrels. Now that we've covered that, alright, we got a bit further to go than I thought. So let's go ahead and let's... Oh, whoa! Vortex. Where did you come from, big guy? My goodness. Well, either way, he's dead. Where's his... Oh, there they are. They can't get through the door. That's hilarious. I've seen those guys be far more lethal than that, and I'm kind of glad they weren't this time. I cannot count the number of lives my barbarian has lost to them.
A caravan may
trade it through with some new goods. We can't all be worrying. Someone needs to sell the equipment.
Alright, now, I don't think I need any of these lower level items. I'm just going to go ahead and sell what I don't use. Two-handed staff, I'm not really interested in two-handed right now, especially since my one hand is doing so much more. 30.1 to 40, nope, don't need that. 29, 21, 22. Yeah, some more intelligence. I lose the magic find, but that's okay. Now that I'm in Monster Power 3, I've got a pretty good chunk of magic find there at 63%. So let's go ahead and use that for more intelligence. Gives me a little more resistance as well. Strength? No. No thank you. Alright, experience on ring? No. Alright, so, what did we get? We have a new Firebomb. Flash fire. Rather than exploding for area damage, each Firebomb can bounce up to 6 additional targets. Damage is reduced by 15% per bounce. So that's AoE. That's... well, not really AoE. That's multiple targets, but it's very specific, so it can hit more targets than the regular Firebomb can, but it loses damage every time it does that. That could be good. I don't know. I think I'm more of a fan of the big AoE, but we'll give it a try. On large groups, that could be interesting. So over here in Decay, we have Wall of Zombies now. 82 mana, 20-second cooldown. A line of zombies from the ground that attacks enemies for 800% weapon damage is physical over 5. So it's quite a bit of damage, and it's a barrier. So that could be quite useful. That combined with some pets, you know, then I've definitely got a lot of defenses to keep the enemy at bay. Now, as I do this, let me change that around. I'll change that around here. Grasp of the Dead. I have now Desperate Grasp, which reduces the cooldown to 6 seconds from 8 seconds, so I can do it more often. That's kind of nice. Let's see, what do I want to do? I think I'll swap these around to do my wall on 4, since that's got a longer cooldown. Let's see, nothing new in Voodoo. Mass Confusion, okay. Zombie Dogs, I got Lifelink. Your Zombie Dogs will absorb 10% of all the damage done to me, so anytime I take damage, they will take some of that from me. Now the question is it 10% per dog, meaning that's a 30% reduction? I don't think so. It might just be 10% split evenly. But that's quite a bit. That's good. We'll take that. We'll do Lifelink. So now I'm pretty defensive. I've got Lifelink on my Zombie Dogs. I've got Desperate Grasp to slow enemies down more often. I've got my Wall of Zombies. So that's pretty much all the new things. With all of this, I'm wondering if I want to change up what I have here, because I'm not... this is very defensive here. Grasp, Gargantuan, Dogs and Walls. I can change the Gargantuan and Mass Confusion, but I'm not sure I want to change out the Gargantuan. Hard to say, really. I kind of want... let me see, I've got walls and enemies that will help me up close. I'm a little more defensive. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's put on Firebats. So I'm going to put Grasp here on 4. I'm going to put my Wall of Zombies down, I think, on... let's put that down on 1. And we'll take out Mass Confusion for Firebats, since that's more efficient. So what do we have? Gain damage done as life, or do Dire Bats? Let's do Dire Bats, that's pretty strong.
Surely there is someone out there who would benefit from our aid right now.
Yes, there is, Cormac. Let's go. Let us go! We've got this. Alright, so those creatures came out of nowhere. Let's go looking, shall we? Oh, look at it bounce.
By all that is holy, do you see that enemy over there?
Alright, there's my Wall of Zombies. not bad. Put down the wall and make sure that I'm constantly bouncing the firebomb out there. Let's get the dogs out there. Get my life link.
Your death comes.
You can see it. You can see it just bouncing, picking one target then the next. That's pretty nice because what I really like about that ability right now is that I don't even have to see the enemy. I don't even have to compensate for their position. I can just sit there and fire, and it goes out there and it finds the enemy for me. Put up a wall, and I just sit back here and keep spamming it, and I don't have much to worry about. This turned out to be a pretty decent build here. Alright, well, there's still quite a bit to explore, but I don't believe there's any other random events down here, so what I'm going to do...
We see cold winters in Westmarch, but the air here bites at the skin like a bloody scavenger.
I too am unaccustomed to this harsh weather, but we must press on.
You know, the harsh weather wouldn't be so bad if you wore a little more clothes. I'm just saying, really. Oh well.
You are not alone in here.
Now we fight Ghom!
The one who killed Lord Belial. I will savor, tearing the flesh from your bones.
Now, I don't anticipate this being too bad, because I can put a wall up, and I can just sit here and hit him from a distance, and not have to worry about it. All of my creatures are attacking him close up. Let's get another wall up. See, and this is pretty easy because Ghom is putting down those poison clouds, but he usually puts them down on the things that are attacking him. So if I were up there and actually in the cloud, you can kind of see, there you go, starting to lose health pretty quickly. But I really don't have to worry about it. I'm putting down all my AoE, my grasp. I lost a zombie dog, but that wasn't bad.
Ghom is the largest of Asmodan's Sin lieutenants, and he possesses no less than 4 mouths. Though his voracious appetite is certainly his greatest weapon, his bile and, well, other noxious excretions are equally lethal. When last seen in battle, the Lord of Gluttony swallowed half a dozen angels whole, spears and all.
Ugh. Alright, so what did we get? Chest armor. Has strength instead of intelligence, although I could put intelligence on it with a socket. Experience. There's really not much there other than the vitality. Maybe if I put some intelligence into it, it'll be better. No on that one. More damage, some vital, but less intelligence, so I don't think so. 3 to 6, 14 dex, health globes grant life. Now, 3 to 6 actually does give me more damage on that first one, though I lose intelligence. How about this second one? Yes, that is an improvement. Let's do that. So that means I have a couple gems I need to get.
Empty victory over a useless tool. You have only delayed your inevitable destruction. Your walls have grown no stronger. Our assault continues unabated. The stone will still be mine.
Right. We'll see. His greatest power seems to be to gloat. So I'm using a lot of these, it looks like the flawless, so let's just kind of keep up with that, because that's still pretty powerful for this level. And I'll put one in here. And what does that do? That gives me 18 from 31, so I still lose a little bit of damage. I think not. Alright, let's go ahead and I'll salvage these. Get my gem back. Excellent.
Terrifying noises were coming from the armory, so Tyrael went to investigate. He said if you were to return, I should send you there.
I am losing control! The Soulstone seems stable now.
The demon's rage has been subdued.
Yes, but for how long? Our time grows short. We must take this fight to Asmodan.
Then I will go to the battlefield and find a way to Ariat Crater and to Asmodan.
Can you feel the keep shuddering? Asmodan sealed weapons. Saving these walls will have meant nothing if they're reduced to rubble.
I will find Asmodan's ballistae and destroy them. At last!
Cormac's itching for a fight.
Asmodan becomes weak. We will soon defeat him. What will you do then?
This war will never end for me. Even if we defeat all evil forever, I will carry the scars of this nightmare till the end of my days.
Some scars do not heal, but what of Leah? She may not be bound to our fate.
I wish Leah could have the life I never had. But in truth, I fear she'll be damned as well.
Leah is stronger than you know. She may yet come to know a life without the memory of these nightmares.
Foreshadows. Alright. Another diary entry.
I thought I was going to die when I saw the demon's rage escape from the Soulstone. Tyrael and my friend fought them, but I couldn't help. It was like I was watching them through a haze. What is the Soulstone doing to me? Asmodan must die soon. Then I will be myself again.
Alright, now let's see. We do have more information for our Templar's backstory.
While examining Jondar's journal further, I found a torn page hidden within the binding. I believe that it is from one of the tomes I seek. He has written notes in the border as well. Perhaps by studying them, I will learn where the tome is.
There is no joy in your discovery. Why?
It seems strange that Jondar would keep a page hidden. It is though it is the proof of a crime. I've already found holes in my order's honor. What if there are more?
I feel for him.
I have secured Bastion's keep. Now I must go to join the battle in the fields below, where Asmodan's war machines wait.
We've defended the keep.
Bastion's keep was a magnificent fortress once. How could it have fallen in such a way?
Even the mightiest stones cannot stand against such destruction.
Now that our defenses are complete, it's time to go on the offense.
Thank the gods you're here. You've got to destroy those ballistae. They're raining hell down upon us. We can't last much longer.
Alright, Fortified Bunker level 1. Let's go and find... what treasures may lie below. A chest, perhaps? Lots of bugs. I'm already missing... I'm going to admit, I'm already missing Pestilence. I really am. I found it very nice for these large groups here. Oops. Although seeing that in action, that wasn't too bad, was it? I don't know, maybe I just like the way Pestilence spreads.
The tormented stingers may resemble giant scorpions, but in truth, they are molded from the bodies of human sacrifices. The demons twist their victims into the stingers' distinctive forms by slicing open their chests and viciously mutilating their legs. Maddened by pain, these creatures can poison their prey with a single strike.
That's gruesome. Of course, who am I to talk? I make the undead come out of the ground for my own amusement. I'm liking having Grasp of the Dead more often. It seems like whenever I want to have it, it's there. There's no waiting. And that's very nice. So, there's that. My wall of zombies has actually been available quite often too. Oh, Treasure Goblin, didn't even see him there for a second. Very nice, thank you, sir. Thank you. I love it when they're so generous. The extra efficiency of Firebats, is quite welcome. It definitely feels like they've gone through the effort to make more of these abilities feel useful, worthwhile.
You are evil and loathsome.
Look at these things. They're rather disgusting, aren't they? Ugh. You said Diablo isn't dark when you actually think about what these creatures are. What's that? Looks like I have a plagued monster over there. I do!
The spirit aid me.
This isn't too bad, honestly. I was thinking that things would be dying a lot slower than they are here, even on Monster Power 3. I had debated on it for a while. What was I going to do once 105 came out? That was another reason it took a while. Not just the other content, but I was thinking about it very seriously on what monster power do I want to use. How do I want to continue? I don't want it to be too slow. I already spend a lot of time on these. I usually make these about an hour long. And an hour of fighting without getting into any story or truly leveling because I'm taking so long to kill things might not be all that entertaining. I might bring it up. We'll try maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5? Honestly, things are dying so quickly here on 3. 4 may not be enough. That's 4 would be about 30%. Would only be about 30% more. 5 would be 60 on their health.
We have done it.
I could probably make it to 5. I'll see what you guys think. Chances are I will not have another one started by the time some comments hit when this goes online. So if you guys want to contribute, decide on what you think you'd like to see, please let me know. I did think about just putting it up to Monster Power 10 at first.
The greatest battle commander in all the burning hells.
They'd be lying.
Azmodan's army is strong, but our will is stronger.
I did think about putting it on Monster Power 10. It'd be a challenge, right? As a matter of fact, you may have seen the video I did of my wizard trying to get through Monster Power 10 on the PTR. That was actually great fun, and it was something of a challenge. I died a few times just in Act 1 once I started fighting elites before I started getting more abilities and being able to deal out a bit more damage. Of course, a part of that was I didn't use any items from the auction house. I only used what I found on the ground. Yeah, that was tough. But of course, now that I'm further along, I'm almost done with normal mode in general. So I've got a good amount of items. I don't think it would be much of a deal now. But we'll see. I'm not sure what will happen as I go into Nightmare mode, because there's definitely a shift there in difficulty because of the levels of the monsters. But at this point, being level 28, I think I am a little bit ahead of the game. I will hit 30 before I'm done with this act. And typically you want to be done with 30 by the end of Nightmare, or end of Normal. So I will definitely be ahead of the game. That's another thing, we are getting close to the end of this. Act 4 is a very short act. So I should probably start asking now what everybody would like to see. I can definitely continue the Witch Doctor onwards into... Ooh, there's a resplendent chest. How nice. I can definitely move the Witch Doctor on into Nightmare and continue recording as I level and try out different builds. That would not be a problem at all. Could be fun. But I don't know how repetitive that would be for everyone. I do know that if I continue, I would pick up different companions to see how they feel with the Witch Doctor, as well as to hear their dialogue, as I haven't heard every follower's Witch Doctor. I haven't heard every follower's Witch Doctor, yes. I have not heard every follower's dialogue as they go through different areas. As I know, Cormac has things he says when he goes into the into the temple. Sorry, into the cathedral. He has a few things he says as he goes into the cathedral before he finds himself. That sounds existential, doesn't it? He does have additional dialogue there. I made a small video about that on the beta when that was out, because that was something that surprised me. But there are other characters that will say some things too as you go into the cathedral. Which I'm sure some of you have seen, as you have your favorite follower that goes into Act 1.
The spirits aid me.
But one thing I find interesting too is when the follower and the player have different interactions with each other. And that's another thing I want to see. Oh dear. Wall, please. I lost a dog somewhere. Give me dog. So yes, I'm definitely interested to hear what everybody thinks, what you would like to see as I continue forward. Also, if you have any other classes you'd like to see, and if you would want me to start on certain monster power levels, I'm open to pretty much anything you guys want to put out there. So, you know, definitely let me know. I will be listening as, you know, as there's interest in this series, I will be happy to continue it. Witch Doctor, higher difficulties, new characters, at all. Oh, hello, big guy. Alright, here we are into the battlefields. Oh dear. Give me a wall.
Though I have searched every corner of the great library of Chaldeum, I can find no references to the true fate of the Blood Clan Khazra. Some crumbling papers hint that they made a pact to serve the mythical lesser evils. But surely such a thing cannot be considered proper scholarship.
Long ago, the heralds of pestilence were lesser demons who rebelled against Asmodan. The Lord of Sin vanquished them easily, but instead of slaying them, he granted each one a long arm, infested with a poison that could kill anything but Asmodan himself. The heralds have been plague-riddled menaces ever since.
Yes. I hate them. That long arm of poison has been a death to me multiple times on my Barbarian.
We couldn't hold on. There were just too many of them. Men are losing hope. The demons' numbers seem endless. They come at all times, day or night, and no amount of casualties we inflict slows their advance. We need reinforcements. We need help.
Not bad. Didn't know I was missing that.
Minions, my brothers grow impatient within the Soul Stone. Yes, I can hear them, even down here. Their voices are so pitiful and small that they almost amuse me. Yet, they are my prize, not the Nephilim's, or the girls for that matter. This is not her time. This is the age of sin.
Anything I can do to get rid of these Heralds of Pestilence early, I'm all for it. That arm can just come along the ground, come up anywhere you are. And trust me, as a barbarian, getting into the thick of it, it's not easy to see at times. If you're fighting a whole bunch of other stuff, it just comes up underneath you. And it does quite a bit of damage very quickly, meaning I have to move out of it right away. Of course, more resistances help solve that problem. I'm overburdened already, am I? Wow, okay. Let's help this guy real quick.
The hero of the cave. Lead on.
Oh.
You're too late. We will all perish.
Okay, I have a keep guard. That's awesome. She's kind of like a pet. But he already lost half his health. Is he going to survive?
My bags are full.
I don't know if he will. Well, let's get out of here real quick. Don't want to waste too much time in inventory. No, we do not want to waste too much. We want to get rid of what we can. 30, 34, that's a two-hander, no. Dexterity, 25, 27. Nope, don't need a wizard source. More intelligence and vitality. A little less on the protection, though. I'll take it. Vitality directly helps my pets, so I'm more than happy to take it. 31, that does 18, so that's technically more but less armor. I don't think I will. Lots of dex. Onward into battle and victory. Is he still there? Yes, he is, and he's gained a bit more health. I've got quite the menagerie here, don't I? Aha, poison. Alright, now is there a... oh, there it is. Over here, there's a way up. And there's also a way down, it looks like. New dungeon. And a resplendent. How nice. Get some dogs up, starting to take some damage here. These flying demons with the fireballs are always some of the most painful things to have to fight. These fireballs can do quite a bit of damage. So, Gargantuan, Restless Giant, honored guest for Spirit Walk. I've got Plague Bats now. Very good. The dogs didn't last very long, though, did they? I've already revived them once. And, of course, the guard died. Poor guard. Sorry, I can't resurrect you, buddy. Okay, well, let's take a look. Got my Gargantuan already, so let's see what Restless Giant does. When the Gargantuan encounters an elite enemy, or is near 5 enemies, it enrages for 15 seconds, gaining 20% movement speed, 35% attack speed, and 200% physical damage. The effect cannot occur more than once every 120 seconds or 2 minutes. Elite enemies include champions, rares, bosses, other players. Okay. That's pretty cool, and they've even got the caveat there for PvP, so he will enrage in PvP. That's cool. So, only once every 2 minutes, so it means I can't control it, so he will more than likely be doing it very often, every time he can, of course. So we'll do that. Have to lose my zombie dogs, huh? Alright, what do I have? Honored Guest. Gain 15% of your maximum mana every second while Spirit Walk is active. Okay. So I could do that, and I can make that something that I use to power very powerful spells. So let's take a look at that. Speaking of which, I have Firebats with Plague Bats. Disease bats fly towards the enemy and infect them. Damage is slow at first, but can increase over time to a maximum of 270% weapon damage as poison. I think a wizard has something similar to this, and if I'm reading it right, it's a mechanic equivalent to Void Rays from like StarCraft 2. It's a channeled thing. You cast the spell, it doesn't do its maximum potential at first, but over time it will do a lot of damage. We'll take a look at that. Alright, so what else did I get? I got Honor Guest, Restless Giant, and Plague Bats. I've already got them all slotted. So Firebats, that'll be useful with Spirit Walk, because that'll give me more mana. Grasp has a lower cooldown. Do I want to do this without the dogs, though, is the question. The Grasp of the Dead is nice. This is a tough call. Firebomb, Pligatos, Corpse Spiders. I'm going to go ahead and keep Flash Fire for now. And maybe I'll do this. Put the wall of zombies over there. And I will, instead of doing Grasp, I'll go ahead and do... Don't want to do Rabid Dogs. Final Gift. Lifelink allows me to take less damage. Let's do Lifelink. I'll continue to use the defensive dogs. There we have it. Let's take a look at the bats. Maybe it's not that I have to channel them more often. Maybe it's that it does more damage quickly over time. So it infects them, the infection itself starts increasing. Could very well be it. Alright. Let's take a look at our Gargantuan. Doesn't look too different. We'll have to see what he looks like when he grows. Magic staff! Make my monster grow! Yes! Look at him! Raging with fury while he doesn't attack. There we go. And yes, for those of you who heard that, you heard it right. That was a Power Rangers reference. It was a horrible one. Especially because I couldn't do the voice properly at all. I don't want to get near those big guys, so let's see what kind of damage our poison bats can do. Not bad.
Once met a raving drunk who claimed he had wrestled with a succubus, a demonic creature that possesses the form and face of a beautiful woman. He said she cursed him and tore out the heart of his friend before he made a narrow escape. Really, young men are given to such exaggeration these days.
That man has Scully's disease. Will not believe, no matter how many times you've seen the truth. So these areas in Act 3 are definitely the ones that bring back vibes of Diablo 2 to me because of these very random tiling positions and fairly extensive labyrinthine design. It's... Ooh, wall. And these are the areas that can take the longest to navigate. But hey, there we go. We've already found the level 2. Let's go into it. Really? Another place I haven't been to yet. That's fascinating. And I got a couple things I can put on my banner.
Many centuries ago, King Corsic built Bastion's Keep to pen the Barbarian Threat in the north. After years of military disasters, the frustrated king led a large army out of the fortress and into the north to conquer the barbarians once and for all. Not one of them came back.
It's because barbarians are badass. I have to admit, I'm still not 100% sure on this ability. I'm guessing that it does 180 at first, and then it ramps up to 270. But I don't know if anything's staying alive long enough for me to actually see the true damage potential it can do. I might have to do it on a boss, or let's try this guy. I saw 400 in there. Hmm. Yes, I have Pierce the Veil on, so I am not able to cast it as long. Well, there's a thought. Should I maybe take Pierce the Veil off to make that more efficient? Because it does do more damage the longer I'm able to put it down. So maybe Pierce the Veil is working counterintuitive to me. Of course, I do have maximum mana and mana regeneration improved. But what else can I do? I can increase the power of my dogs and Gargantuan, or health-wise. That's not bad considering I have lifelink. Well, there we go. I could do Blood Ritual. Blood Ritual will make it so the cost is reduced, and I can do it longer. And I get mana back. I want to try that out. Okay, it is active. Oh yeah, I can do that for a while now.
Does the darkness pull at the corner of your vision, Nephilim? Do you see movement? These men never saw their deaths coming. Neither will you.
I am not afraid of the final day. Come, show me what you have.
Okay, that was unexpected.
Much debate among the Horodrim regarding the shadow vermin. Some scholars believe that these wraith-like foes are formed from concentrated demonic energy, while others believe they are the souls of humans, corrupted by Diablo. They glide through the darkness as easily as water, ready to smother their unwary prey.
I see the Templar also had a response to this. Most of these soldiers are very young. Do you think any of them have even seen a real battle before this? Wow. I was not expecting this. I didn't even realize I'd never been here, you know, until the achievement popped up. Look at this. The bodies everywhere. Azmodan popping up out of nowhere, too, kind of surprised me. Although, once again, it's kind of one of these needless posturing moments that he has. I mean, it certainly surprised me, and it was really cool to know. I mean, when he popped up, I kind of knew, alright, something's about to happen. It might have been just neat to have the shadows attack and leave it to the imagination, you know. It's like, oh, okay, all these bodies are here. All of a sudden, a whole bunch of shadows attack you after you open the chest. It kind of, you know, you can kind of put two and two together. Azmodan really didn't need to pop up. It was kind of cool that he did, but you know, it's one of those things where trying to balance the difference between, do you have your villain interact with the character in order to make it a personal thing where your character personally wants to defeat him because of this? Uh-oh. I mean, I think I already have my personal vendetta against him. 385 pop, not bad. I'm not quite sure how this is feeling for me here. Because I'm starting to take a bit more damage, especially as I get swarmed, although Spirit Walk is really saving me at these times, and it's I'm kind of glad I have it on my bar now, because I didn't before, and I really wasn't using it a lot in the past, but now all these moments come up where I take some damage and I need to get away. I'm thinking rather than paying for it in blood, I could reduce the damage I take. It's either that or I do Zombie Handler, which improves the health of the dogs, which they're already absorbing damage from me. I don't think I really need to do the bats as long as I have been. Let's get a bit more damage reduction on myself and my pets. And I will continue to use Spiritual Attunement for the maximum mana and mana regen. We done in here? It looks like we are. The Foundry, ladies and gentlemen. And now the forward barracks. There's quite a few underground areas in this map. After I clear this out and clear out the area, I think that will be a stopping point. This video may actually go a little bit longer than usual because of this, so my apologies on that. As I know some do like the long videos, sometimes it's hard to sit down for that chunk of a time. I do really like the designs of these underground areas in Act 3. You have all these, I mean, some of these areas have, like, lava on the ground and whatnot, which is kind of like, why would you make a forge with lava on the ground or something like that? But they still look really cool. They seem fairly believable for this world. But, you know, you've got the giant wheels kind of all thrown away, and they look like they're replacement parts, which makes sense considering what this place is. Goodbye, doggy. Wizard items. I don't want wizard items. Treasure Goblin. I think that's it. The forward barracks is not that large, just a small little hole in the wall. Yeah, the interiors of Act 3 are definitely some of my favorites. The Delgar Oasis, or Digler Oasis, however you pronounce that one, is definitely one of my favorite outdoor areas. Talking pretty much aesthetically here, as far as concentration is concerned, like how some of the fights feel, I'd have to say the very beginning, like in Stoneford of Act 3, is definitely one of my favorite areas for fighting. Just there's so many monsters there, mainly as a barbarian, because I come as a barbarian. Having high concentrations of monsters actually works in my advantage. Due to, I've been using Rend lately, so I do a lot of bleed damage and it gives me back health. So I really like fighting in that area a lot of the time.
I never thought I'd see it.
Burning Bridge. Corsic Bridge is burning down, burning down, burning down. Alright, we have crossed the Bridge of Corsic. And I believe this is a spot where I can feel comfortable ending this section because we've got a waypoint. Ow, hey. Ah, traps. Those fire traps are pretty cool, but annoying if you get knocked into them. Okay, this is the Fields of Slaughter where we have to take down the catapults and ballistae. So we will get to that on the next one. Let's go back to Bastion's Keep. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, once again we are back with the Witch Doctor. Hoping to make this a little more frequent, as again I know there was a month-long hiatus, but again that was mainly due to the first part of that was due to the PTR, definitely. Once I knew what changes they were making, I had to get those incorporated into this video as soon as possible. So there you have it there. So I'm definitely hoping to do more. So keep an eye out, see more of these. I'm looking to do more tutorials out there pretty soon as well. So yeah, I'll be trying to keep busy. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you next time.